All right, there we go.
Just waiting
Should
for it
work.
to pop
Let's give it
up.
some time. We're back. Why is it not popping up for me? Oh, there we go. Do you see it?
Okay, yes. Now
Okay.
I think we are good.
I think we're set. I
Yes.
think
Yep.
so.
Yep. It's all coming up.
All right. Well, I see that you're live, Joy. Yay.
We did it.
We did it.
Right now, I
Yay.
gotta share it on Facebook again now that we're actually live though.
Yes. Now I can't see that I'm live, but at this point
It
is
says it says you're live.
okay, great.
We're
So
good.
I'm gonna read the comments on yours because I can't see mine. And hopefully folks will join us. Hello, who's ever watching.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Take Up Space, episode 23.
Episode 20. I guess we should introduce ourselves because we have new people joining us.
I guess so. Let's see. I cannot type. All right, that's great. Okay, for those of you who are new here, this is a digital talk show, a space, a mental, emotional, spiritual space for us to take up space,
Yes.
to own, share, and heal whatever it is that we must. So I am Lauren Boone, one of the co-hosts.
And I am Joy Lawson, the other co-host.
Yes.
We are excited to have you. This is our 23rd episode. Typically, we've only been on Instagram, but we are expanding. God is moving
Yes.
directions, okay?
Yes. So this year is all about growth and developing. And we feel that. We feel that.
We are growing. We're having people join us.
We
So
are. Welcome, everybody.
yourself, give us a high five, a wave, a heart, or something, just to know that everything's working on your end since this is
Right.
for us.
As you can tell, we have a new setup, a new layout. If you're joining us on Instagram, this is something that we'll do moving forward because we're all about growth and expansion.
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
Yes, yes, yes. And Instagram Live. I don't know if you noticed, Joy, but it has not been showing our replays, like when people
Ooh.
rewatch the show. So it's no way for us to measure our growth. And so I'm like,
Hmm.
we
I
can't do that.
actually did. I think I did pick up on it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. So, for those of you who are new, if you're joining us off of Facebook, welcome. And you'll get used to us. We'll be on every other Sunday. And we have different segments for you all to engage with us. Of course, Joy and I are the co-hosts of this talk show, but we love to talk with you. So, if you would like to join us, there are ways that we can invite you to join us now through StreamYard. So you to join us and come on and be a guest because we love guests. We love talking to you, not just at you. Okay. So, or with you, not just to you. So, with that, Joy, you want to let loose with us?
Ooh, we're letting loose. Well, first, wait, we have to do our fashion show. Who are we wearing? What do we have?
Oh, yes, for Black History
Black
Month.
History Month.
Yes. Who are
So
you wearing?
it's still Black History Month, and we say we were going to do this on the next show. So my hoodie, to God be the glory. I'm rocking Newborn Kings.
Oh, we like that. Yes.
Newborn Kings, Reborn Kings. And they are a DMV based brand. Love them. Have a lot of their different items, and then the hat support Black women. So this is, of course, always important, but definitely rocking Black on Black today. So make sure you go supporting the Black owned business, not just during this month, but every day and every month throughout the year.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I am rocking. So I have 3 brands that I want to highlight today because after I put this one, I was like, okay, this is a Black designer, but I got it from Target. So this is the Kalana Barfield Brown sweater from her Future Forward collection from Target. So I love this with the little pop of color on the sleeve.
Yes, love a pop of color.
And then this is a Black owned brand, purse brand. It's Yaito, I believe. Yaito. Love them. And how could I not shout out Lovewell?
Yes.
My brand. Okay. So I don't know if you saw these, but these are our arm formation bands. They're just our signature Lovewell band bracelets, I'll say. And we are using these for fundraising opportunities for our ministry efforts and social gatherings. So if you are ever inclined to, you can purchase one for $15. Thank you.
We got support.
Yes, yes, yes. So those are our Black History, Black owned business features. And now it's time to let loose.
Yes, it is.
So, do
I was
you
like,
have
do you
any?
want to go first?
I mean, I can go first, but yeah. My song this week surprisingly has not been a gospel song, so woo-woo.
Okay.
But Glorilla has released a new song and it's called Yeah Glow. And I really love that song. I don't know all the words, but I just know that it's the chorus is Yeah Glow. Yeah, Glow.
It's a good hype song.
It's definitely a hype song, and I love it because I needed to be hyped this week, especially for the week I had, the following week I had. So I love it, and I just love the dialect of certain African American cultures, especially the Memphis dialect, because she put R, the letter R in everything, and I feel like us Baltimore people do that too. So she says the line in there was like Cuban on Cuban, talking about talking about her jewelry. I'm like, oh, that's so funny, but I like it. So
Yeah,
that's my song. It's called Yeah Glow by Glorilla.
I got to listen to it, but I'm here. I
Yes.
already feel like the hypeness that would end up coming from it.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good vibe. So mine is a throwback. I've been on this throwback
Okay.
journey. Some people may know the song, some people may not. Don't Want No Rocks. It's a little personal because it's actually one of the songs we sung in gospel choir at my high school, and we just had like a little mini reunion because we gave tribute to an amazing administrator at Seton. It pulled all the alums back, so we had like a little gospel choir reunion, and we sung the song.
That's cute.
So it warmed my heart. But I'm gonna just give a little snippet.
Okay.
So it goes, if I don't praise the Lord, the rocks are going to cry out.
You better
I don't want no rocks crying out in my place. So yeah, it's like it's one of those
okay.
songs, don't let the rocks cry out for you, but
Right.
it gives me back, like it brings me back to why I really did fall in love with singing. And then even being up here on the
Mm-hmm.
stage, I was like, it might be time. I think it's time.
Listen, it's never too
do
late. Go
something.
ahead. Go
We
ahead.
gotta do something.
And so, Joy, I don't know. Thank you for sharing that. And you have a beautiful voice. And I don't know if you can see the comments, but there are comments over here that says you better sing or sang. Glenda says you have a beautiful voice. Maverick is asking, is there a way to get the replay on YouTube? Yes, so we are working on that right now. There are like 7 episodes of Take Up Space on YouTube, but we are going to work on getting the majority of them because, like Joy said, we're on episode 23. Thank God. But yeah, so we need to get them up. I'm off this week, so hopefully that's something I can do, Wes. Thank you for asking. Glenda says she loves the new look. Thank you. We do too. David says the same thing. David, you're supposed to be a guest, and you coming on or what? Hello?
Hello.
Candace, thank you. She said, let me get on the site and order one now. Thank you. And she said, yes, I love that song too. I think she's talking about Glorilla. But yes, so what? And she also says that you have a beautiful voice as well.
Oh, thank y'all.
So this is a point of the show where y'all can say what your let loose of the week is too. It could be something that you're letting go of, or it could be a song, right? A song that has been on your spirit that you want to either just put us on in the chat, or come on and sing. It's up to you. we're good people. We won't judge you. Cause I can't sing. Joy is the one that can sing for real. I can hold a tune, but Joy be singing. Joy be
It's
singing.
with gospel music. I feel like that's the only thing. It pulls it out of me. But
Yeah.
anything to honor the Lord.
Okay. Yes. If I can come on, but I just got back from yoga, laugh aloud, not the most presentable, but if y'all cool with it, we are cool. Come as you are. It's fine. If you are okay with coming on, we fine with you coming on. It's all right. All right. So if y'all have some let looses, y'all can put those in the comment. And we are also, I've been thinking about ways to kind of redefine this segment. So it's not just songs, because I gotten some feedback that says, most time people don't know if they can sing other songs other than gospel songs. And so I'm like, me and Joy we just churchy. So y'all can sing what y'all want to sing. right? But we just church girls, so it's just gonna come naturally to us.
It could be, we said it could be poetry. It could be like
Poetry, a
if there's
quote.
some like books or something that has inspired you, like it's whatever is your way to
Right,
let loose, to release
right, right, right.
the energy or whatever may be going on.
Exactly. So it's up to y'all, whatever you prefer and whatever you would like to share. Again, this is all of our space to take up. So
Mhm.
we ain't judging and y'all can sing what y'all want to sing. So for those of you who are new, we do have segments and they follow the framework of love because that's what we aim to do is to love each other and love ourselves and others as well. So the let loose segment is that. Then we have our owning it segment where we talk about different topics that just come to mind that we feel like we need to own or be held accountable on.
Mhm.
And so this week I was thinking we could talk about, now this one was a little tricky because I was like, I don't know. Last time we talked about sudden blessings, which I believe was just amazing. um but I was thinking, like, what can we talk about? I had put family down, and I was like, no, that's so cliche. And I'm like, well, no, it's Black history. So let's just talk about,
Mhm.
like, you know, family business or like just Black history and what we feel like we should be owning collectively as a race and as a culture. Does that sound interesting?
I'm a history. That's all me. And it's funny that you even speak on that outside of it being Black History Month. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as one, we need to own being able to have relatable sources for information.
Mm-hmm.
That way, it better helps us educate ourselves so that we know not only what we're talking about, but what we can end up sharing because knowledge is wealth. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we all can't just get things off of social media.
That's
Um,
true.
we have to be able to look at all different sources. And I can't even act like I don't fall into that because we a lot of times, we see different things. It's like, oh my gosh, did you see that? And then we have to kind of dig a little bit further. But how many of us
Mhm.
don't dig further to actually get the information? And they kind of
Right.
just bring it at surface level. So I would definitely say, myself included, definitely owning, um, continuing to seek the wisdom and knowledge that's
Mhm.
around us outside of our own history, but also just knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, because like I can say our specific age group, like, we live in our lives. We try and figure out like where we live in, what money we making, what's happening with the jobs, this self-care. But when people start asking us about like the economy and when
Yeah.
comes to like health insurance and are you voting on this bill or that bill, on what's happening within politics and the election, and we don't really have much to say, but at the end of the day it doesn't affect us.
Mhm.
So I think that it's important for us to be able to again just be knowledgeable of where we are getting our resources from, um, and that'll help the next generation that's coming
Yeah.
as well so that they know where to get their resources. And you don't have to sign permission. Well, this kind of could go into our last topic, but I saw something shared with CNN where it was families that had to get permission slip signed for even Black authors to be read.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like that's heartbreaking. Like,
Mhm.
why are we having permission slips for Black authors? And a lot of people don't even know about what's happening within like the Florida educational system right now.
Mhm.
And I think that that again just like speaks to that. So I definitely would say I'll summarize that all up. Owning being able to know our resources so that it's impactful for our culture, to put us forward and not behind.
That's so true. That's so true. It's like being knowledgeable and literate of like what's happening. And I like how you took the like macro level because I was thinking very micro. Like I feel like as a collective and as Black folk, we need to be real and honest with each other. Like it is, we need to be able to tell people when they're wrong,
It's
hold
true.
someone accountable, really be that village that we talk about so often, right? It's like
Mm.
everyone talks about it taking a village, but no one wants to be a part of that village when it comes time to have those hard conversations. And so that's what I'm noticing just about like off of the what's the word I should say? I don't know, like coming off of, the Good Morning America segment and
Mm.
just seeing like the need that us Black people have to just be honest with each other is it's needed. It's like we need to be able to say, no, you're wrong because you are wrong. And it should be space enough for us to say that to each other, and it should be a soft space for us to say it. So it's like, what are we doing to soften the ground so that people
That
can come and talk to us and be open to what it is that we have to say, because we're seeing it and we are experiencing it together. So that's my thing. I think Black people need to be more open and honest with each other. And David is joining us. Hey,
yes.
David.
Everybody, oh hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm
Love
doing pretty good.
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So before
Nice
we
to meet you,
actually,
Joy.
nice to
Sorry.
yes,
meet you as well. Welcome.
yes, sorry, Joy, David, Joy. David and I are like best friends. We went to undergrad. We went to graduate school together.
Oh yay.
Yeah, so that's the brother. And Glenda said, pooling our financial resources
Ooh,
to build strong economic communities like Black Wall Street.
amen.
That's true. We definitely need to do that and stop being so paranoid. We are also very paranoid as a race, I think.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
even and you were just saying creating soft spaces. I was also going to say from your Good Morning America segment, I was sharing the link to multiple people. Like
Oh,
it
thank
was
you.
circulating, and the conversation was like, how can again the conversation that you and your mom were having be like entered into just regular combo where
Mhm,
it, as you were
mhm.
saying, creating a soft space where it's not like that judgmental environment that's there, but being
Right.
able to be open about what's really going on and not feel like you're going to regret everything that you're saying.
Mhm.
So you all are definitely starting the conversation, and happy
Yes.
to see you again. Hopefully all
Absolutely.
of you were watching it. If you didn't watch, it's
Yeah.
out there.
Yes. Well, we thank you. We thank you. And that's crazy that you said starting a conversation, because and this also, David, I'm going to get to you. Sorry. What's your takes on this topic, David? Sorry if I go on to a whole rant.
It was about what was it again? Can you like say it again about
Well, it's like
family and
black family, black culture, what we need to own as a collective.
Hmm.
yeah, I think owning certain things as a collective. What you were saying about people like black and people being paranoid,
Hmm.
that probably goes all the way back to to slavery in terms of like not wanting to gather and collect together and have people and like help people because you have that mentality of being like, I gotta look out for myself.
Hmm.
Um, I gotta I don't know. I think that's something that's pretty deep. I think there are some spaces where there are like black collectives. I think I sent one to you before, Lauren, about where they sell candles and the different things. It's like a black marketplace where people sell a bunch of different products and they
Hmm.
highlight black businesses. But then there's also people like, oh, why they charge so much for black products and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
think it's always a thing of feeling like sometimes feeling like black people want to tear themselves down or the competition instead of just being like, I want to support you and whatever comes with that support, I'll do it. So
Hmm. Hmm. Being more collaborative instead of in competition with one another, or like you said,
yeah.
tearing it down. Like, it's expensive, because have you seen how much it costs to produce some of these things?
Hmm.
Do you go to Starbucks and complain or not buy the coffee just because it went up 2 cents?
We just had a comment. It's the crabs in a bucket mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So
For
I
sure.
think that's spot on.
Yeah, for
Yeah. But
sure.
I think it's hard for people. They sometimes expect, I guess, black people to just act like one monolithic people and like just group together and be like, you gotta, support your own all the time. But it's also we're
Hmm.
very different people. And I feel like, no one looks to like white people as a whole. They may look at like Irish or whatever Italian and be like they group together, but like just the whole umbrella of whiteness, they're not all getting along and doing certain things. So I
That's
think
true.
we have some expectations placed on us that don't necessarily always like it's not a reasonable or realistic thing for us to actually do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, ooh, that goes back to a conversation I was having with my mom not too long ago about like marriage. And I know both of you are married, and so I won't like go into it too deep, but just like what expectations or are Black people complicating the union of marriage, right? Like, is it, I don't know if I'm making sense, but do we complicate it? Do we make it more harder than what it was initially supposed to be? But that just made me think of that. It's not a question for us to answer here, but just,
I was like, we about to go into a whole deep discussion.
right, let me not. But going back to what you said, Joy, about like starting the conversation, it was wild that this was something I had put in place like maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And to see it like now coming into fruition is like amazing, because who would have thought? Like, you know how sometimes we start stuff and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna get back to it when I get back to it, but you never get back to it. It's like it kind of brings itself back around to you to get back to. That's what I feel like is happening. And it's like the need, it's like the harvest is plenty. And it's like, okay, now we just need the workers to do it. And so that's where I feel like we are now. But let me get off my soapbox.
You could have stayed in it. We love just, I think it also just speaks to, again, when you put things in the atmosphere early on and you're just obedient. We talked about this the last show, that everything else is going to fall in where it needs to, because God has already, he's already laid out
Mm-hmm.
where it has to be and what's going to end up happening in between. So as long as we are just continuing to be obedient, as a culture, as just individuals, we will see progress continue to be
Mm-hmm.
made. We just have to show up for ourselves. And I feel like that also can be related to just within Black business in general.
Mm-hmm.
If we're, again, speaking to our target customer, if it is our community, and from a business standpoint, a lot of people think that, being a Black business, that your only customers are going to be Black business. And
Mm-hmm.
the reality of that is not really true. You have a target customer, and if the demographic is within a specific age group, it doesn't have to be a specific color. As long as they enjoy your product or service, you're going to speak to them. So I think that's also another stereotype that comes along with being a Black business owner.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I try to teach that to my students all the time, that, I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about demographics, and you definitely want to have the support of your friends and family with different things, but majority of the time they're not going to be your target customer, and you
Yeah.
have to be honest with that getting into it. So
Mm-hmm. 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 And
Joy,
don't take.
do you think you can have like be a business owner or have a product that you want to be targeting like the Black community, but still hold space for other individuals to come? Do you think those people will still come if you target that, or that'll kind of be like, well, this is not really for me, this is for Black people? How do you feel like you a person can do that without alienating like different groups of people from participating in their business?
I definitely think it's possible. And I'll use the two examples. One, I have a student, and she's not Black, but has extremely curly hair. And it is a Black owned business that's targeted towards curly hair. And she supports their business and loves their product. It's actually, the business is based in Baltimore. And I remember she did the report on it, and I was like, I was taken back, because I was like, oh wait, like, you use her product? She's like, I've been using them since I was a kid,
Oh
and she's in
wow.
high school. And to see how, like, she's fully invested into this business, knows everything that's going on, I think it again speaks to, you can have a particular color on your advertisement, but at the end of the day, if it's speaking to the hair texture or the quality material and clothes that that customer is looking for, they're not going to care with who's actually on the marketing material. They're going to look
Mm-hmm.
at, is the material being marketed accessible to me?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think another way this could be thought about is, well, I guess this also could be related to our next topic, but I've heard this in conversation a lot about Beyonce's hair product coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people are wondering, like, is her hair products going to be catered towards the Black community, or is it going to be catered towards natural girls? Now, that could be a wide range of different people. We know
Yeah.
who her target customer technically is, but she speaks to so many different people. So do you really only think that only the Black community is going to end up getting these products? Because we've seen her take over Europe tours and how people will go after all her different products. Some people may just buy it and never use the product, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that they're not going to end up spending the money. So
Exactly.
I think it can. I think it definitely can happen. It just comes down to how well is your product actually standing alone from like it being separate from just a specific culture or a specific demographic,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. And to our viewers who are watching, what are some things that you believe, as a collective, Black people should be owning and holding themselves accountable for in order, to move forward? We'd love to hear from you before we kind of move on and get vibey.
Maybe.
Yes, yes. So you can make a comment. And thanks for joining us this evening, David. Do you have a song or anything that you have been listening to on repeat for the last 2 weeks?
I'm glad you said the last 2 weeks because you suggested what I give up for Lent, so that's what I've
Uh-huh.
been on. I've been on that since. So actually, I guess I'll just share quickly. My Lent, something I'm giving up listening to music personally, like on Spotify. I deleted the app. But before that, my song I was playing a lot of "Paid" by Ty Dolla $ign and Kanye West.
Okay.
And the chorus is just "I'm just here to get paid." So that's how I be feeling sometimes at work, to be honest with you. So it
Listen,
was,
I
yeah.
understand. Okay, I haven't listened to that. I need to listen to that. But kudos to you for taking that step and giving that up for Lent. I'm glad you did that. What have you been doing
In lieu of that,
in lieu of
listening to
that?
more audiobooks. I've
Mm,
also been like praying and meditating more. So I started doing that 3 times a day.
okay.
So I
Good.
feel like giving up the music has kind of like, how do I want to say this? So a lot of times I feel like people, aren't comfortable, especially I'll speak about myself, not comfortable with silence.
Mm,
And I feel like if I want to hear the creator's voice, sometimes I need to just be sitting in silence and sit with whatever's happening so I can
mhm.
hear and know and get some clarity about what my next steps are going to be in life. And so that's what this period is really about for me, to just sit with my emotions, my thoughts with God. And if I have questions, come to him, meditate, see how I feel, and not just being like, oh, I feel uncomfortable with this. Let me just block this out and hear and listen to some music when I could be blocking out God's voice telling me you need to do this next. So
That's true. Okay,
yeah.
well,
Feel like you're speaking
Godspeed
to
on
me
that.
right now because I am one person. I do not like silence. Like I can't something has to be on in the background. Like if it's a TV,
Hmm.
if it's music, I don't even have to really be paying attention to it. But when we are consistently listening to things, we're not really allowing time. And I think that's the reason why when I'm in the car, like I can actually just zone in, and it's like that's where God speaks to me. But it's because
Yes.
I really don't have that much playing, unless I could be having a whole worship session. But
Mhm.
I'm starting the atmosphere where his presence is heavily here already, and then it's like silent,
Yeah,
and then I
for
can like
sure.
hear
For
clearly. So
sure.
I got to work on that.
Girl, me too. So I usually in the morning I'm only listening to either sermons on my way to work or gospel music. But
Mhm.
more recently, since I got a new phone, I haven't set up Apple Music, or Apple Music has, I don't know, something happened with my Apple Music. So I haven't been able to listen to music um in a minute. It's for a while, actually for like 2 weeks now on my way to work. So I've been like on YouTube just like listening to sermons and stuff, or I'm just like silent. And that's been very helpful for me, especially to like get my mind prepared for the day ahead. So I love that. So look at us all kind of sort of on the same little vibe or whatever. So Joy, I think we have some
Um,
comments on Instagram. If you can take that, I'm gonna do Facebook
yes, we
because we got a couple.
do.
Mhm.
The Ray theory, Black businesses must have a clear mission that speaks to the diverse groups of people. I completely agree with that.
Yep.
And then same person, Lofi is great. Background music, no words, just instrumentals.
I might have to try that out. Lofi. So I
Yes.
just type in Lofi on YouTube.
Lo-fi, I
Oh,
think is what
lo-fi.
it, like lo-fi music.
Oh,
Yeah,
like lo-fi. Got you. Got
yeah.
you. Coach.
Because
Got
I
you.
definitely was like, oh, Lofi, this is a new artist. I gotta.
Right, like, what? Okay, so Ray Emanuel. Hey Ray. He says, I think everyone should have a nonprofit that supports a cause they believe in, and for profit that they are marketing to the community. Okay,
Mm.
but them nonprofits, it's a lot with them nonprofits, but okay. If that's what you think. Okay. We have to use jobs for our futures instead of working for other people. That's true for 40 years. Hello, that is so true. Most of our people after Civil War could work because they were, oh, wait, Most of our people after Civil War could work because they were the only skilled laborers. Let's use these gifts. That's true. We are definitely skilled
Yeah,
people. And so we can't just allow those skills to be labored in the building of other people's businesses. We should be able to do it for ourselves, for
absolutely.
the community. Yes. So I agree with that. Use our skill set for what we want it to use, what we want to use for, not just like David said, to get paid. That's how I be feeling too. When I get to work some
Sometimes it be
days,
like that.
it do. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just let me get to my check. This is what I want to do with it. Listen, I feel you.
it be
I
like
feel
that.
you. I feel you on that. So since you brought it up, Joy, let's transition to our vibe. Thank you all for taking up space with the owning it segment. We're moving on to our vibe. And this is where we talk about cultural happenings, either culturally in the wellness realm, faith realm, culture realm. What's going on? So yeah, Joy, what's going on?
Whew, what is not going on? So, okay, well, we did technically already bring up Beyonce. So we'll go ahead and, get the elephant out the room. Moving to country. Did we expect her to do country?
I mean, I never thought she would do country music, but she a country girl.
She is. She was
Yeah.
dropping hints. She always has a
Yeah.
brand
Very
for real.
strategic.
Like
Very
the
strategic.
whole silver horse that she used throughout the whole entire Renaissance. Like if you go back and look at she had a lot of cowboy outfits with the boots and the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was dropping different gems, which I will always say I respect her marketing team and how you want to talk about development planning. Like she to me is such a master of really like laying things out to the point where it's just like, how does she have time to actually like think this far out? Like it's
Yeah.
insane. But I listen to the songs. I'm here for it. I think that it actually is very fitting if this is going to be her last album because it allows for her to get everything out. She gets to try out. I don't even want to say try out because she definitely has done some snippets of country music before.
Mm-hmm.
But this is kind of just like laying it all out. And again, she's a Texas girl at heart. But 16 Carriages, listening to the words, the line, I'm overworked and underpaid. And it was some other things in there. I was like, oh, this is very country music. Because if you listen to it, it's really telling a story of like how your life and if there's struggles or what you've really been going through.
Yeah.
She sold it. So I'm here for it.
Okay. You here for it, David? What about you?
Yeah, I like it. I like when she did that Daddy Says Shoot song on Lemonade.
Uh-huh.
Like so I like when she branches into like country music. And I know that her sister Solange always highlights like black cowboy culture in some of her music videos. So I
Mm-hmm.
would love to see a collaboration with Solange and
Ooh,
Beyonce and like doing some video directing, like
Yeah.
because Solange has that artsy approach, and I feel like they could really like put Houston on the map and highlighting those type of things.
That's so true.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm here for it too. I'm here for it. I love how she is just starting like her own lane. Like, I mean, you've never seen an R&B lady, girl, whatever, go to country. And I mean, it's her roots as well. Like you said, these are her roots. She's from Houston. She has been dropping hints for a while. It's like, okay, I did that. Now I'm doing this. And I love how she is a model of evolution. Like you can evolve in your creativity. You can evolve like, yeah, I wanted to do this, but that wasn't all that I can do. Like I can do this too. So I love that. And someone I saw somewhere where someone said she's reclaiming country music for black people. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes,
about to say that.
yeah, because we're there too. And so someone also said that she may be going into rock and roll.
I heard that too.
And I was like, okay, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Now that I don't know if I can see with Beyonce. I don't see rock and roll from her.
You can't see her do a Tina Turner type
I can,
vibe or
I
something.
mean, I can see
Technically
her doing
rock.
Tina Turner.
She's
Yeah,
Tina Turner was technically she
she
classifies
was.
as rock.
But Beyonce voice just don't get it to me.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
she.
she just don't get that to
Yeah.
me. But I mean, I'm here for it. I would support her. But Ray
Wow.
Emanuel said, I think it was wrong for her to announce that on Usher's big night. Yeah, I mean, now sis was wrong. That's like going to somebody's wedding and proposing.
Yeah. That-
But yeah, yeah. And we just was talking about holding black folk accountable now.
Yeah.
Beyonce, you was wrong, girl. You was wrong. Okay. You could have did it the day after, or you could have did it on Grammy night with Taylor Swift.
Mm.
Got up there and announced her new album. You could have did it then, but she kind of slight did it with her outfit. Outfit was eating.
It was.
Okay, it
And,
was eating.
speaking of Emmy night, Miss Glenda said, yes, she's going to blow Taylor Swift all the way to the back of the line.
Yes, she is.
So the CMAs, everyone will be watching. But if she actually takes a CMA award off her like first country, I think it will say a lot. But it's also kind of like reclaiming time because
Yeah,
let's be real, country music also is Black history in itself,
it
just
is
as
Black
rock
history.
is. So
Mhm.
I think I would not be surprised if she is going that route because it kind of is like we're reclaiming.
Yeah,
It was
for
ours.
sure. For sure. Ray Emanuel also said he thinks she's doing a country thing to compete with Taylor Swift. Honestly, Beyonce ain't gotta compete with nobody, but I think she letting the girls know, like, baby, let me show you just how diverse I am. Keep making your same little sad love songs, Taylor Swift. I'm gonna branch out and do what I gotta do by the culture. So, and Kanye was right, Wes. He was right. He was right. And I love how Jay-Z got up there on Grammy night and said it don't make sense. Even to y'all metrics, it don't make sense. Like, how she don't have an album of the year yet. And she has how many Grammys? That's wild. So shout out to Jay-Z for holding his wife down. Okay. I don't know if y'all also seen, but not Fro Fashion Week. Lord have mercy, I'm thinking something else. New York Fashion Week was just this past week in New York. And Joy, since you are our fashionista,
Yes.
our stylist, you would take this from us. Take us away.
It was a great showcase. I will say just through all the different shows, like the highlights for color palettes, if anyone wants to know, coming up. Black, white, mint, and red with a sprinkle of fuchsia. Those were the top
I love those
colors that were very consistent in all the different shows. But particularly what stood out to me was the amount of sequence that was in everywhere. Even for a lot of the celebrities that were coming, a lot of them had sequence on, and it was just crazy to see. And I'm like, okay, well, clearly this is about to be a new trend where sequence is coming back. So those were just some quick ones. And I know one that we didn't think of was Zendaya during the Dune premiere. Like that kind of takes next level. Like it's mix of film and fashion all in one. It was great promotion for the upcoming movie, but also her doing something where I feel like we're moving into a technology age. Well, we're already in a technology age, but they're trying to get the visual of a robot type feel. So why not put her in something that is very robot-y? So yeah, those were definitely standouts. And then, of course, all the different celebrity looks that came through for the week.
I wonder if that outfit was comfortable. It did not give comfortable. It
It
gave
didn't.
walk and take
You
off.
had to get walked
Can't
out.
sit in it. Yeah, I don't know if she could
Her
sit in it.
stylist was directly behind her, like pushing her.
Yeah, like come on, girl.
They
David,
were
did you
too
see?
much.
I did see the outfit. It didn't look like it didn't look comfortable. I was wondering like if you felt like very hot and like a lot of like humidity. Like I wondered because it's like some of it was see through, right? Like I wonder if it was like fogging up. Like I don't know. It seemed uncomfortable. It seemed like a lot of like what you said about the sequence and that. It made me think about like what is it? I've seen it called Y2K fashion, like 2000s fashion, like that. How do you all feel about that? In terms of like maybe you used to wear that when you were younger and now it's resurfacing. How do you feel about it?
Y2K is coming back. Like early 2000s, like that whole crop top phase, different jerseys. You've seen it like kind of slowly come in where it's just a lot of different sports teams that are getting showcased in different like regular stores, Forever 21, Zara, different things like that. But in general, from like the sequence, and it started with sunglasses. If you really pay attention to what accessories they're doing, that's how you can kind of figure what the track is going to be. But fashion is a cycle. Everything's going to cycle in general.
Yeah.
And you're going to just look at some different celebrities do something, and then everyone's going to want to hop on to that specific trend. But if you had some favorite Tims back in the day, like Air Forces, different things along those, in the Y2Ks, bandanas, I feel like a lot of those accessories are going to start coming back more. We've already seen the small purses, like with Prada and everything coming back. That was all during that early
Mm-hmm.
2000s to 2005 range. The sets, like the velour sets that people were wearing.
Let me a below.
It's all coming back. If you have it in the back of your closet, go ahead and pull it out. It's going to save you some money.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, for sequins, I don't know. I'm definitely into metallics though, but I don't know if I would go as far as sequins. Maybe like as like you said, like an accessory or like a little bell or a bag handle or something like that. I would do, but I don't know if I'm gonna be popping out with a shingle of on my shirt. I don't know, but we'll see. And now the mint and the fuchsia, I'm all here for
Oh
it.
yeah, I
I'm
was
popping out in
excited
some
to see.
colors.
Mint is like one of those just popping colors. That's a spring
Yeah.
fall color that just works. And it works
Mhm.
really good on multiple different skin complexions as well. So if you do not have mint in your closet,
Yes.
this is a stylist telling you go ahead and add it
Go
into
ahead and do
Mm.
it.
your
Yes.
collection.
And one thing I also saw a lot of, I think, is like knitwear. Like
Mhm.
I like a knit. I'm definitely investing in some knit. This year, I said my 32nd year of life, I am playing with my style. I'm figuring out what I want to do, how I want to present, because I'm tired of having to like switch. Like I want to be able to show up at work, at church,
Yes.
on the weekend in the same style. Like, I don't want to do like a
Yes.
business casual, like a comfy, cozy look. No,
I
I want all my
understand
looks to be have particular like pillars to them. You know what I mean? Like a theme.
Mm.
Like I want it to all look a certain way. So that's the work I'm doing. So
that.
thank you, Fashion Week.
Of course, we got some comments coming in.
Hmm.
90s model fashion is my favorite, but I love a good Y2K look. Yeah, that's always fun. Sequins are extremely popular on the 80s, but extremely uncomfortable.
I
So,
bet it feel like it's just so itchy. Like, oh, what is that on
yeah,
my skin? Yeah, no
for
thanks.
sure.
And keeping in the same realm of like fashion, I don't know if y'all have seen. I think Joy, I sent it to you, but there are two. They're like fashion designers, but they're also preachers, and they're called the Fashion Preachers. But their collections are always very bright and eclectic. They're called the Bruce Glenn twins. And so
Hmm.
they have this segment that they do on the Fashion Bomb Daily page on IG or blog called Styling Grace. And they give you a little sermonette, but they also give you a little style too. And I
Yeah.
think that was so clever and like innovative. But I loved it. But they're called the Fashion Preachers, and it's so cute. You can find them on Instagram. It's at Bruce Glenn Twins, or is it just Bruce Glenn? I think it's one or the other, but they're dope. Love them, and they had a show as well this Fashion Week. So that
So
was
they have a fashion line of clothing that you can buy now.
Mm.
but
Would
it's
you would
very like bright, like out there type of fashion.
okay.
Neon colors.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you say that like the pricing of it is accessible for people? Because I was thinking like I wonder where that is in terms of like, and I was gonna ask y'all thoughts on that. Like a preacher, like in that line, is that just like this is a different avenue of me, and I just want to be seen as like a person having a fashion line, and price doesn't matter, but you also want accessibility and people to be able to do that. Like, do you think those are two different spaces? Do you think that line has to be affordable for even their congregation or whoever?
That's a great question.
Who, when it comes to
Hmm.
fashion clothing, I mean,
You
it's
check the prices.
yeah, it's gonna vary based on the quality, how in demand it also is too, because it's it's different from just being in a regular store. They're gonna have to make up on the prices for what they spent to get it made. Sometimes it could be capsule pieces too, so it's only being made once. So that all varies like into the price point when things are, you know,
Yeah.
being priced. But I will say now we have churchy folk that will spend money on clothes.
Oh yeah, and we'll spend it on designer clothes too. So
Yeah.
now
But
looking at their site, their clothing ranges, I think is pretty affordable considering. Now I would have to touch it and see the
mhm,
quality of it and such, but it's ranging from about the most cost effective thing on their website. There are a pair of boxers. They're $40. And then you have about 150 to 190, 125, 99 for a t-shirt. So I mean, in the fashion world where you're at
That
a
makes
fashion
sense.
show and it's like ready to wear, I think this is affordable.
yeah,
Yeah, I
That's
definitely
agree.
affordable.
affordable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah. Now, do I think they
Bags are
have
more
to take
expensive
in?
than that now.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Chauncey. Chauncey said, "Great stuff. My wife is the fashionable one. She is. Love. Hey, Kay. I love her. Just give me a Nike sweatsuit and let me keep it moving." No, you gotta match the vibe, Chauncey. You gotta match the vibe. And it was so cute. I'm gonna have to give my brother a shout out because his wife is a influencer, but like a micro mid lux fashion girly. Like she gives the girls tips for Kurt Geiger and like,
Yeah.
fashionable but also affordable things, kind of what you were just saying, David. And so she was doing a video. She just got to sew in. I'm about to tell all her business, sorry, but this it's public. It's public. So I mean she'll be okay with it. So she was doing her hair, like she just got like a U-part wig or something. And so she was feeling herself, right? And I guess he walks in on her and she's just blushing. I mean, like you could tell that she's just like, oh, he's
Oh,
like, you look good, girl. Keep going, keep going. So I thought that was like really cute. So shouts out to you
we
for
love it.
yes, we love it. Um, but okay, so that's the Bruce Glenn twins. I thought that was really
Yeah.
innovative, and they also they pastor a church. It's very eclectic. It's not like your modern church. I mean, not modern. You. What am I trying to say?
Like a regular
Grandparents'
Yeah,
church, old school church. Yeah.
it's not old school. Yeah, it's definitely modern, out there, contemporary. So, we love them, or I love them. Um,
They're great.
so yeah, they are.
Chauncey said you ain't have to put all my business on the
Ooh,
screen
I'm
anymore.
sorry.
Just
I'm
kidding.
sorry. I won't do that no more. I won't do that more. But I mean, I thought it was very cute.
We
So
love a
that's
supportive husband,
that.
especially like in the influencer life. Camera's always around, so when you can actually be authentic in it and it's not looking staged, like it's appreciated.
Yep, yep. That's amazing. But I thought that was so cute. And so going into like what's vibey and wellness. So David, you're a yogi, right?
Yeah, so I did take teacher training. I haven't auditioned to teach yet for the place I took teacher training for, which is Core Power.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm all about it. I go to yoga like 5 to 6 times a week. I think it's definitely a good mind body connection and like making sure that you create a space for yourself to be able to heal and do whatever you need for yourself. Because a lot of times you neglect yourself throughout the week, especially I do as a not neglect, but like as a healer, you pour your cup out to a lot of different people.
Yes.
It's a good space for me to go and recharge and fill up my cup so that I can be present as a husband, as a brother, as a friend, as a therapist to individuals. So I've been
Okay.
rocking with it. It's been great.
I love that.
Yes, I love it too. I'm trying to develop a morning routine that involves stretching or a nightly routine as well. So I don't not quite yoga, but how could I incorporate yoga technique in with my stretching?
So there's this actually, I'll send you the book. There's a book written by, I can't remember what her name is, but it's called like Restorative Yoga and it's targeted specific. I
Mm,
bought a book for my stepmom. It's targeted towards like Black women or Black individuals in general in terms of like different things that you may experience in life. And there's certain poses that can help release certain things for yourself. So like there's certain heart openers that you open up your heart chakra and like some or hip openers that can lead to like different things that you're experiencing in your life. And there's been times
mhm.
where I've done something like almost today actually in class, which was led by a black yoga instructor. She was great. Um, I should shout her out because she has a business, a collective where she goes around
Yeah,
uplifting
shout
Black
out.
women.
Let us know.
Um, yeah, Jillian Wimp something. I can't. Her business is
Now you got
something
to
by
know,
J.
David.
Namaste
Now
by
you can't
J.
shout out if you
No,
don't know
no,
it.
I know it's. I got her Instagram. It's Namaste. So Namaste by Byjay, and she does events in
Okay.
DC, Austin, Atlanta, a whole bunch of different places.
Okay, you're gonna
She's
have to
really
send that to me so we can tag it when we do our rethink. Oh, I hope we
Mhm.
can.
okay.
We'll see. But
Yeah, but I'll
okay.
send you that restorative yoga book. It's very good. And I think you can they have pictures and like what is it, different poses that you can do if you want to target and work on certain areas of your life and spirituality and wellness and all of that.
Oh, when
Okay,
you
yeah.
get the book, send it to me, Lauren.
Okay, I will. It's called restorative yoga. I'm gonna check it out. Thank you for that. Oh, we've been on here for a minute, y'all.
Enjoying good
So we need
conversation.
to do everyone deserves. If no one else has anything that's been vibey, if anyone who's watching has anything that you would like to share that has been Vibey, for you over the past 2 weeks, please let us know so we can engage in some conversation and take up space with it. And y'all feeling this new layout? I'm liking it. We had some difficulties in the beginning, but we got it together. Let us know if y'all feeling it. And then also, while we're waiting for anyone, if you have any prayer requests, go ahead and drop those. So by the time we log off, we already have them in the chat, and we can lift up a prayer and keep it moving.
Are y'all reading any books right now?
Well, my life is occupied right now by studying material. But I have so Erica and I are going to read Black Cake once I'm done. Once I pass my exam, because I will pass my exam.
You will.
Yeah, so that's on the docket.
And this one is on the docket for me.
Oh.
It's a book of poems, but
Nice.
I have a whole list of books.
that.
Black Cake is on there. I love the show, and I was like, I got to read this book because if the book's typically 10 times better than the show.
Yes,
so
yes. That's how I felt about The Help. I was like, oh yeah, this book is good. Yeah. Okay, Chauncey, I see your prayer request. Thank you. Raven says she is still reading Atomic Habits. Okay.
Oh,
that was on my list too.
Raven, you might also like the book. I don't know if you read this before, but Getting Things Done. That's also a good way of like organizing and developing like a habit system in terms of getting tasks and certain things done. I think it's a pretty good book. I think the same people who mention Atomic Habits usually mention Getting Things Done as well.
Let me write that one down.
Right, Getting Things Done. It's another book.
I've been reading or listening to Think Like a Monk. I can't remember the author's name, but it's a guy who he's of South Asian, so I think he's Indian background, and he was just like he worked in London for some time, but then he spent and did 3 years as a monk in India and talked about his experiences, which is very good. He talked about meditation and mindfulness and being present. So when we were talking about listening to music and certain things, he talks about being present with certain things, and a lot of times people multitask. And they do stuff to kind of like, oh, this is not enough. I got to do this and this, instead of just like every now and then, maybe you just eat, just be with your food and notice all the flavors, just be in a conversation, which is hard, man. This world everything is fast paced. It's hustling. You got to do this at this time, do this and that. So sometimes if you could carve out space for you to just focus on that one task and be there for yourself and enjoy that, I think you'd be surprised how much you actually like just doing that one thing at a time.
Yes. Focus on one task at a time, or one, I guess, joy moment or joy factor, instead of like calling them tasks. Like, I'm grateful to be doing this. Like, really speak, I guess, good energy into it. But Chauncey also said Deep Work is another good book. I guess that's in that lane that we all were just talking about. Good. And I'm going to do another shameless plug because we are trying to raise funds for a in-person event.
Yes.
So if you have not already, and if you would like bracelets and like to layer up your wrists, please consider buying a Lovewell arm formation band. It's a green olive with our lilac color. Lavender is our little brand color for Lovewell. So consider buying these. There is a link in my IG bio. I would really appreciate it because this year we're talking about growing and we want to have a community. So we need to be in the space with one another. So I appreciate y'all. If you can support. And Joy or David, is there anything you want to leave the people with before we pray on out?
What is my everyone deserves? I would say, just continuing on the aspect of community, I think that everyone deserves to be given the opportunity to pray for somebody else this week, because you never really know how it can be impactful or helpful. And even I'll put a different challenge for someone that you may not be talking to, that you might have fallen off with. Just say a prayer. Y'all don't have to talk, but just go ahead and lift it up. And especially if you've seen different signs or something of them coming back. I feel like that's a little heavy on me. So I'm speaking to myself with that one. But sometimes you just gotta lift it up. You gotta give it to God.
Yeah, you have no idea, girl. You're speaking to a whole lot of us. A whole lot of us. Okay, thank you. So everyone deserves to pray for someone else this week. She was very particular with that. Okay, the Lord is speaking through Joy today. David, do you have anything that everyone deserves?
I think everybody deserves a safe space. So whether that just be just to just be or cry and not feel judgment, to have your voice heard, loved, valued, uplifted. Someone that could just like, if you just want to say something, just vent or just talk about, I enjoyed eating this thing today. And then someone be like, good, I'm glad you had a good meal this morning and you feel good
Yeah.
about that. And no one makes you feel trivial for saying that. So I think just a safe space to just be in and say what it is that you want to say or emote
Okay.
or feel.
Well, you done took mine because I was gonna say everyone deserves a soft place to land, and that goes hand in hand with what you just said. Everyone deserves to fall somewhere safe where they can be heard, where they can be held and welcomed. So, yep, I think we're
I
on
have
the same
another
page.
challenge, but it's a little lighter. But
Okay.
in the essence of Lent, if you don't have like a gratitude like jar or something, just being able to actually just say something each day that you're grateful for, and be able to reflect on that. Like you could stop at Easter, or you can continue to go on for the rest of the year.
Mhm.
Cam and I started it actually in January, and it really has been something to look forward to be able every Saturday to just write down all the different things throughout the week that we're grateful for and things that happen. But I think if you're even intentional of doing it over the 40 days, it's super helpful for you just to see how God has moved through those 40 days for you.
Yeah,
Just throwing that out there for anyone. If you want to pick it up,
I
feel free.
like that. I like that. All right, you guys, we have come to the end of Take Up Space episode 23. We had one prayer request for energy and endurance for the week. So, oh wait, no, that was a book. Never mind.
No, it was right. Praying for
Oh,
energy and endurance through the week. Oh
okay,
wait,
I'm just gonna
right. That is a
pray.
book.
I don't know. Okay, drop your prayer requests if you have some, so we can pray our way out today. But continue to take up space wherever you may be or find yourself in the world in the coming days. So I'll let a minute go by before we start praying. Um, Either of you feel inclined to pray, or am I closing us out?
I was like, who did you ended up doing it last time, I think.
Girl, I don't remember. But
I don't know. I can go ahead. I can pray us out.
okay, let me see. Do we have any prayer
I was
requests
trying to see
though?
if we had prayer requests.
Yeah. Um, and
Oh,
we
no,
will
energy
be
and endurance was a prayer request.
okay. Good. And we'll be back on May. I mean, not May, girl.
Woo!
March the 3rd. We are coming back March 3rd, every other Sunday.
You about to put
Okay.
us in May.
I know, girl. What? Okay.
All
And I
right.
will also say for me, pray for an accepted offer on a house
Accepted offer.
and for a pass. Let's just say a pass. I ain't gonna say with what, just pass.
Okay, we got pass, accepted offer,
Yep, that's it.
endurance, and energy.
David, do you have any prayer requests?
I want to pray for improved communication in my family, and just pray for my mom.
Okay. Trying to remember all of these.
It's all right.
Prayer.
And thank you, David, for joining us this evening. We
Yes, thank
appreciate you.
you.
I've been trying to get
You're
David on
welcome.
for a whole year now, so thank
I,
you.
you've been saying his name for a while, so we
Mhm.
glad we could finally have you.
Yes.
I'm
We
glad to be
appreciate you
here.
for taking up space with us. Yes. All right.
All right, if
Is that it?
everybody could please bow their heads and bring their attention to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we come to you today just saying thank you. Thank you for allowing us to gather here on this Sunday virtually, and just be in community with you, being able to praise your name, being able to just be thankful for the village that you've blessed us with, to be able to take up space, to be able to create a safe space and a soft space for us to be open and honest with what we're feeling and what's going on in our lives, and being able to share wisdom and love. We just ask
Mhm.
that you continue to pour pour into us as we move throughout this week. For anyone that is working tomorrow, allow for them just to have a great day at work. And anyone who is not off, just allow for them to be rested so that they can continue and have the strength going throughout the rest of the week. And as we continue to go into this Lent season, God, we just ask that you just continue to speak through us and to us so that we have the discernment and obedience to follow in everything that you're calling for us to do. And as we go throughout this week, God, we just ask that you continue to give us the endurance and energy that we need
Yes.
For improved communication, no matter what area that may be, if it's in our marriage, if it's in our finances, if it's just in with what we're doing with our jobs, being able to pray over our family members and loved ones, specifically over David's mom, specifically for me over one of my good friends' mother that's in the ICU right now. Lord, we just ask that you continue to be over all of those who are healing right now.
Yes.
For Lauren, that she gets an accepted offer on a house and for a pass, no matter what that may be, you know what it is. So we just come to you just asking that you continue to lift up any prayer requests that we're not able to be received at this time. But again, you know what is on all of our hearts and our minds that we're unable to share. And we just lay all of our burdens at your feet this evening, God, and just ask that you have your way as we go throughout the rest of this evening. And we just say thank you for everything that you do. And we say all of this in your name, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Joy. That was amazing. Thank you. All right, Take Up Space community. We love y'all. We'll see you on March the 3rd. Bye.
See ya.